Flick's Christmas invention. It was almost Christmas, and the ant colony was busier than ever. Not only did they have to store food for the long winter, but on their days off, they tried to finish their holiday gathering, wrap all the gifts, and prepare foods for the Yuletide feast. We'll never get it all done, Princess Dot complained to Flick. We all work too hard at Christmas, said Flick, and rush too much. There must be a way to make it easier. Princess Dot smiled. She always brought her problems to Flick, knowing that he would take them to heart, and now that he had become the colony's official inventor, she felt sure that he would come up with one of his whiz-bang solutions. Sure enough, on Christmas Eve, Flick came to her. Grinning cheek to cheek, "I've done it," he cried. "Look here." He towed behind him a large machine made of hooks and rollers and wheels and spools sticking out every which way. The contraption made no sense to Dot, but she managed to say, "How nice." At that moment, Queen Ada appeared. She looked aghast at the machine. "And now what?" "It's my new work-saving device," said Flick proudly. "Why should we save work?" said Ada. "We already have more than enough to go around." "But this machine will take the trouble and effort out of Christmas," said Flick. "I don't know, Flick," said Ada. "It seems that that's what Christmas means, making an extra effort to please those we love. Show me an easy Christmas and I'll show you someone who doesn't care." With that, she left the room. Flick could not conceal his disappointment. Talk about effort. He'd spent days working on his Christmas machine. "Never mind," said Dot. "When she sees this thingamajig in action, Ada will change her tune." "You believe in me, don't you?" asked Flick. "That my work can make a difference in our world?" "Let's get started," said Dot. "I have a pile of gifts to wrap." Word about the wrapping machine spread quickly, and by supper time, the ants, laden with packages, were lined up to use the invention. Flick took each box and placed it carefully on the conveyor belt. When all were loaded, Flick called, "Stand back now." He pulled the start lever. Twig levers moved, the bark conveyor belt hummed, leaf paper rattled, bright petals unfurled, spools of grass whirled. The group stared in awe. "Splendid! Sensational! Stupendous!" Flick's heart raced as he cranked the machine. In a few minutes' time, everyone in the colony would be ready for Christmas, and all because of him. Then the conveyor belt jammed. The packages piled up. The wrapping roller came down with a thud. Clunk, crackle, crash. "Help! Our gifts! There goes Christmas!" cried the ants. Flick could say nothing but, "I'm sorry," as he slunk away. Dot tried to comfort him. "You were only trying to help." "Maybe Ada was right," said Flick. "I was trying to make Christmas too easy. Maybe we do need to show some effort for those we care about." "It's not too late," said Dot. "I have an idea." And in whispers they made a plan. That evening a curtain was drawn across the great hall. From behind it came the sounds of great hustle-bustle. "What's going on in there?" said Ada. "No peeking," cried Dot. On Christmas morning all was peaceful. Then came a loud knock at the door. Flick's wearing a mistletoe wreath opened it wide. "Merry Christmas!" In filed the colony's old friends, the circus bugs, Francis the ladybug, Rosie the spider, Dim the beetle, Heimlich, who was a beautiful butterfly, Slim the walking stick, Manny the mantis, and Gypsy the moth. Pill, bugs, tuck and roll brought up the rear. "Welcome," said Flick, pulling back the curtain. "Our feast is ready." A beautifully decked table ran the length of the hall, covered with every kind of treat, from honeycombs to cranberries. At the end of the room, an evergreen branch flickered brightly. Ada swooshed into the room. "What a fantastic feast! How did you ever pull this together?" "It wasn't easy," said Dot. "It was work," Flick admitted. "But work is fun when you're doing it for friends." "Flick, my friend," said Ada, smiled. "I think you've helped us all understand more about the true meaning of Christmas." Then ants and bugs feasted and sang and danced until the moon had risen and set. The end.